everyone, and welcome back to the Looney Balloony Learning Center. I'm Tess, and this is the guy here is my husband, Randy.
Hello.
Welcome to episode 2 of our new Balloon It Yourself podcast, YouTube channel. There's so many different terms for everything.
All kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff. We're just bringing you information, guys. That's all we're really doing. Anyways, this week I thought we would talk about what's going on in the industry. There's been so many announcements, changes, buyouts in the past, like even just 2 weeks. It's crazy how much the industry is changing, but I firmly believe it's for the better in the long run. The biggest and the hardest hit is we've lost Qualatex now.
Yes.
Qualatex US declared bankruptcy not quite a year ago. They're still in their first year of it. But when that happened, we kind of all saw the writing on the wall. They were hoping for a reconfiguration of the corporation and to come out of bankruptcy restructured and better. However, that did not happen, and they have now officially shut down in the US. The Hamilton plant here in Canada has ceased operations. In fact, I saw, it was so sad to see, they're auctioning off all the machinery in the building, was one that I saw the other day online. It is a very sad day. We all started off with Qualatex, right? They were the grandfathers of the industry and really saw us through the change, the evolution of the industry, the popularization of, that's a hard word for me, of balloons in a whole new way.
Yeah, they started the CBA.
The CBA program, which I purchased. I never finished, but
we got too busy doing work to do work.
Yeah. I bought it, and like the business just took off, and I had zero time to work on it. But Sempertex has picked up where CBA has left off with the MVP program, which I'm happy to say I've got now. But
the first Canadian.
Would you be quiet? Yes, the first. He's like my hype guy. It's great. I never have to feel down or bad because he just hypes me right back up again. But anyways, so we're very, very sad to see Qualatex go. And with that, there is a few issues, right? There's product that we have grown to love or loved instantly right off the bat that we're not going to be able to get anymore. Unless someone comes out of the woodwork and buys up the intellectual property and starts remanufacturing some of them, I don't see that happening. Personally, I love their coral and I love their pale blue. There was colors that I really loved of theirs as well.
Rose gold.
Yes, the chrome rose gold. I loved that. You all know I'm a huge Sempertex fan, but I find their rose gold a little harsh. But anyways, we're getting off topic. I gotta try and I have notes because it's a very important topic, and I want to make sure I get my facts straight. And this, I'm not saying I am the be all and know all of any of this. This is what I have pieced together from different press releases, different write-ups, and what I have seen myself.
Deep dives into the rabbit hole.
That's me.
So many.
Yeah, there's a lot. But please, if I have a fact incorrect, let me know. I'm happy to change my findings.
Yeah, your findings.
My findings. Okay. So anyways, so US and Canada shut down. They still do have quite a bit of stock in different places. So buy them up if you love them, but start preparing for switching over. Okay. And it really is a sad day in the industry. We Pioneer was there for us as we grew, so I'm very sad to see that. So there was Pioneer Europe, which was out of the UK, and from what I have realized is Pioneer Europe was the distributor for Pioneer North America, and they were distributing out of the UK. But they were a complete and separate entity, okay? They have now been purchased by Anagram, has bought them out, and has created Anagram International for them to distribute Anagram's products, which I love Anagram products. They are really made well, okay? So Pioneer Europe out of the UK will be the anagram distributor for that area. Okay, and like I said, they're a separate entity. They were not owned by the same people as Pioneer US. Okay, so that's a big one for our international followers. And then, of course, I think it was just last week, the 16th or something like that, Amscam has been, Amscam International, I believe it is, has been purchased by, and I hope I say this right, Baja Capital, B-A-A-J. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Capital. Okay, and so they were also big in the party supply industry. And so they are integrating some of the people from Amscam and their corporation. From my understanding, there was a couple of overlapping situations. So some people, unfortunately, lost their jobs in that merger. But I'm sure they'll get gobbled up by the industry. Good people are hard to find, and I'm sure you will have no problem securing something else.
Yeah, because it's happening here in Canada with the employees from
Pioneer. Yes.
Pioneer.
Yeah. We'll get to that a little bit later on. Okay, so Amscam in the UK, Europe, I'm not clear on all that, used to be the Sempertex distributor in the UK. Okay, they used to get all that. And that was just announced last week as well, that Sempertex Europe is going to take over distribution rights to to the UK. Okay, so our wonderful friends at Sempertex Europe, Sophie Kuhn, all of them in there, the wonderful staff, will be taking care of the UK. Guys, in the UK, you're so lucky. That's all I have to say. They're wonderful people, and they will take really great care of you. Okay, and then moving on to North America, what this means for us here at home. It was also just announced in the last week or so, a week and a half ago, Surprise Enterprise here in Mississauga is now a master Sempertex distributor. What that means is they will be your headquarters for anything Sempertex. But they won't, from what I understand, please don't quote me on this, it's not written in stone from what I don't want to make assumptions, but from what I understand, that means that their other latex lines will have to go away, that they will just be selling Sempertex latex and all the foils and everything that goes with that. But Balloons Online, their cousin company, we'll call it, will have all the lines. They seem to be going to be keeping all the other lines, the Tuftex, and those, and of course, Qualatex until they run out of stock. Okay. So that's Balloons Online. And the one thing, we've always known there was an affiliation with Botalic and Sempertex, right? Because it was Sempertex products in the Botalic bag here in North America. And now I understand why. So Botalic is a distributor for Sempertex. But what they did is they private labeled the product, their latex product, into a Botalic bag. So just like any Shoppers Drug Mart has their Life brand or, their store brand. Okay, so Botalic made the Sempertex product their store brand. Okay, and so they're full speed ahead, Botalic, and they're doing wonderful things in the U.S. Be Brilliant. I love watching all their clips. Amazing, and they have a lot of really good support down there with some amazing artists.
Yes.
All right, so that's sort of how everything's going here. If you have Qualatex products you love, source them now while there might be some left out there, but there will not be any more coming out unless someone comes through and buys up their recipes, their intellectual property, and starts production. Who knows? The auction at Hamilton could be bought up by someone that's going to pick up the mantle and carry forward on it. Who knows? But we will bring you that information as we learn about it. Because having your finger on the pulse of the industry is important. I know sometimes we get caught up in our produce and our own little worlds and everything. But if we don't know where we're getting product from, your business is going to slow down real fast. So we have to make sure we understand.
Yeah, it's a good idea to keep your finger on the pulse because if you don't, and all of a sudden your product disappears and you have a big, huge build and you promise these colors and you're like, oh my God, what happened?
I'm working on a color comparison chart between the big guys out there, and let's talk about them. Okay, so who's taking up in the industry? Who's, I don't want to say replacing, but sliding into the vacancy that Qualatex has left? Okay, Sempertex won, and we all know I'm incredibly biased, but I'm trying to do this fairly. Really, in the industry, I really think Sempertex is just going to take off and fill that void. Okay, they've got the infrastructure and movement. There's a lot of moving parts. I hate that term, but anyways, there's a lot of things happening, and Sempertex is really doing a great job of being on top of it. We have, and those are produced in Colombia, okay, and distributed throughout the world. They have a Sempertex Peru, they have Europe, and then they have master distributors now, and
Sempertex UAE, Sempertex China,
yeah.
Sempertex Peru.
They're really doing a great job of being global. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, and then there's Tuftex that is manufactured in the US. They're a great product, especially for outdoors, guys. I really love them for that application. I have had a little issue lately with them not having enough of the talcum powder on them and them being stuck.
Or whatever powder.
Whatever the powder is that they put on them and being stuck.
I gotta find what powder they use. Anyway.
That's your next deep dive?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've had a little bit of problem with them sticking, but still they're very high quality. My issue, and I'll say it until they start producing them, is they don't have 260s. And when you're a designer and you want to make a beautiful flower that matches your base and you don't have colors to match, it's a bit of a problem. So Tuftex, if you're watching this, please make 260s. And then, of course, there's Gemar, who really broke through during COVID. They did a lot of marketing and they did some online seminars during COVID. I know I watched one of them, and they've really taken up quite a good chunk of the market. They're produced out of Italy. And then Prima, the newest addition, big guy in the market, is a subsidiary of Conwin Inflators, which Conwin makes the Borracino, the Legenda, and now the Prima line of latex balloons and foil balloons. I've heard they're great. I have touched them in a very quick fashion. I haven't got to play with them, but I'm looking forward to it. People that I trust in the industry that I'm friends with, and they are very up on what's going on, say they're getting really good longevity and long lasting. So that's important. I've heard they do really well with helium. So I would, can't wait to try them. That's going to be, that's on my to-do list in the next couple weeks. Calasan is manufactured in Turkey.
Oh, one other thing. We're having a hard time locating where Prima is made.
Yeah. I want to say the U.S., but...
In Ohio, I believe, in the U.S.
Yeah, if anyone knows that for sure, let me know.
Please write in the comments if you know.
I'm curious. And not that it really means anything, but I like to know details.
Yes.
All right, and then Decomex.
Oh, Calasan, you said.
Oh, Calasan is out of Turkey. They're a good budget product.
Yes.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Decomex, which is sort of my third go-to. If I can't get it in Sempertex or Tuftex, Decomex is a good quality product, guys, and it's at a really good price point. And I use them if it's like a quick install that's going to be taken down in a day or two, or a few hours. Sometimes they're only up for, but they're manufactured in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh. I looked it up yesterday because I was preparing for this, and I did not know that. I don't know why I made the assumption it was manufactured in Mexico based on their names, but anyway, Decomex, right?
Yeah, well,
would make sense.
Sempertex would mean Texas.
I guess I can.
Tuftex would be Texas, but they're manufactured in Ohio.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, they're out of Vietnam, and they are a good quality product. Bargain Balloons sells them.
Oh, I know what the text is. This just
Latex.
Latex.
Yes, you're just getting that now?
Hi. I came to the show. I'm here.
Randy learned something today anyways.
Ta-da.
And then the last of the bigger players is Qualatex. And they're out of Italy. Those I have not tried at all. I'll be honest with you. I know quite a few designers that's all they use. So I think I need to try a few others and maybe that will be one of our episodes where I try all the different products out and you get a live reaction on what I think of them.
Who sells those?
Qualatex, Bargain Balloons.
Bargain Balloons does. Okay.
Yeah. So look for those. And if you have a review of any of these manufacturers, add it in the comments. I would love to hear your take on it. So we can learn more and educate each other. It's important to keep that up. But so there's a lot of really big changes going into the market. Does it really affect you on ground zero? A small kind, because you won't be able to get the Qualatex anymore. But it is a very sad thing, but I choose to think of it as an exciting opportunity for all these other manufacturers to show us something new, to deep dive in their creative juices and see what they come up with now. And my grandfather used to always say, a change is as good as a rest. Mm-hmm. And so I look forward to that, a refreshing of what's going on in the industry.
Yeah, more colors coming out, different colors.
Oh, I just got from Surprise, sent me a surprise package this week.
Yes.
That in my live on Wednesday night, I opened, which was the new Sempertex silk samples that came in. Lovely. I used them for, in my, I'm doing a webinar coming up August 15th on our crescent or balloon hug. I'm trying to get it called a crescent. I have always called it crescent. I think it's a little more
And how many years you've been making those?
Oh, 4 years. Those were one of the first things I've ever made. So anyways, I used the cream, what is it?
Silk.
Pearl, cream pearl.
Cream pearl.
Pearl cream, yeah.
Pearl cream. They're brand new, so we're just starting.
I'm still learning them. But I use that in my demo that we're going to be doing, and I'll use it in my webinar. Mm-hmm. They're so luxe. Oh my God, they slide so nicely. Sempertex does anyways. But someone asked me last night on a question, is it like the chrome and reflex? And my response was, it's like the reflex and the pearl had a baby and they named it silk.
Yes.
And that is the best way I can describe it, because the undertones are very reflex-like, but then it's got a beautiful pearl finish on it, and I absolutely love them.
We should copyright that saying.
Right? Yeah. I think that's, yeah.
Or if Sempertex is watching this, please use it.
Yeah, please use it and credit. Anyways, I think that is the best way to come up with the new colors. They're absolutely gorgeous. Use them wherever you can.
We're still trying to use all the other Sempertex colors that they have out.
Dusk. I'm trying to use
the dusk,
yeah.
But also that deep teal.
Yes, I want to use that. I've got to get... I love their Imperial Red. They have some really unique colors. That Imperial Red is just so lush. And then we did a little joke. Home Hardware Corporate is one of my clients, and we did their summer barbecue. And of course, Home Hardware colors are red and yellow, right? So, but they asked if we had any variations of those colors. I'm like, I got you. I got Imperial Red, and then the yellows. And we were installing, and I'm like, it's ketchup, barbecue sauce, and mustard for their barbecue.
Yeah.
It worked out perfect. But they loved it. They loved having those two different tones. So don't be afraid to make suggestions to clients that way, to introduce the new stuff and you get a chance to add it to your portfolio.
Yeah, then that way it doesn't always be so boring when you keep making the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, production work is not easy, you guys. I find it shuts down my creative brain, and you just sort of go into muscle memory making stuff. But
I can literally sit there and have a whole conversation with her while she's making stuff, and she doesn't miss a beat because she's done it so many times.
So So anyway, and then there's other times when I'm working on stuff I haven't done as much. And what do you get? Don't talk to me, I'm concentrating.
True.
So,
I get that a lot.
more when I'm typing.
More when she's typing, doing office work.
I have dyslexia, so the office work is my challenge. But I muscle through it, but it doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's it for us in this episode number 2 of Qualatex and where the industry is going. I know it's been a bit of a somber episode, but it's industry information that's important, and we want to be there for you for that. All right? So I hope this helps in your journey of ballooning it yourself. Take care, everyone. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.